the legends play, where every swing and every cheer makes your day. The Beer League Society, we bring the hype. Crack a cold one, ignite the night. Hey! The Beer League Society podcast. We alive. Oh, it's the Beer League Society. Getting ready to bring you the holiday cheer. Check it. Cold nights, hot takes, yeah, we lace them up tight. Got snow on the turf, and we on the mic. Deck the halls with touchdown calls. End zone jingles echo through the hall. Jingle bell, rock. The party's non-stop, going round the block. Merry Christmas, y'all!
Ho, ho, ho. Happy holidays, everybody. What's up, guys?
Hey, happy holidays.
Happy holidays. Oh, I like the snow.
Hope you enjoyed that little intro, everybody, but welcome in. Oh, and we're coming in hot already. Here we go.
Oh, there he is. Mwah. Good to see you, Esso. Happy holidays, Phil. He was on top of it, that one.
He was
ready.
I like the punctuality. Hey, look, if you're punctual, you get to see all the cool stuff, like that little video that I put together for the holiday. Since this is the official holiday episode of the Beer League Society podcast. So,
hey,
cheers to that.
Yeah.
Merry
hey,
Christmas,
cheers.
Happy Hanukkah and all the things.
Yeah, all the things. We got John in the house. How's it going, John?
What's up, John?
And
Nice.
what's the holiday season without a little cock? Little chicken cock.
Nice. I'm glad you clarified.
Important, important distinction.
I love that Jason was looking away when I said it, because I can only imagine what he thought.
There's no telling.
That's awesome.
I did mark
this.
Right?
There's no telling what will come out of the side of the screen there. So
I did mark that these podcasts are not for children, but I don't think it was quite that not for children.
It's a rooster. Take it easy.
Right?
It's like asked, you get a hall pass because it's a donkey kind of thing.
there you go.
There you go.
Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in society.
Is that a local bourbon? I haven't had that one.
No, I've always liked it. It's a Kentucky straight bourbon, but it's just got a badass bottle. I really like it's got like a gold foil. Yeah, got a good texture. It's got a great name. I mean, check. Now we'll see how it tastes,
right.
but
Nice. Yeah.
What about you?
Pretty low on my stock. I'm gonna have to resupply with something interesting this time.
oh, 'tis the season. I mean, what better time to ask for a nice little bourbon than Christmas?
That's right.
Can you make like an eggnog drink with bourbon? Has anybody done that before? Is that like a thing, or is it always got to be rum?
Can you spike it?
I'm not.
I mean, we could do
I'm
it,
not.
right?
I mean, yeah.
I mean,
If you try hard enough, anything is achievable. So.
You set your mind to it.
What did he always say on It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia? First of all, through God, anything is possible. So put that one in your pocket.
I'll amend that one and say through bourbon anything is possible. So
yeah, right.
all right. So Andy, here's the real question: is do you have eggnog?
yeah, you know what? That's a good call. I don't have eggnogs yet, my friend.
Yeah,
That's not
Okay.
nothing a little drizzly can't fix, but yeah.
I do, and
You do?
It's tempting to make this combo live and see how this goes, but
hey,
Fire it up.
you
My
do
stomach
what
is
you
not-
got to do.
Right.
my stomach has not been feeling great, and I have a feeling that eggnog plus bourbon is probably not the best combination.
Only one way to find out. I
Exactly.
mean,
through God, all things are possible.
right? Exactly.
This is true.
How's it going, Jim?
Yep.
We got Jim in the chat.
Hey, there's Jimmy. Welcome back, buddy. Jimmy was a bit under the weather last week, so
Yeah,
I'm
sorry to
glad
hear
you're
that.
feeling better, bud.
Yeah, man.
I hear.
And so would I
that
if I'm drinking eggnog and bourbon.
Eggnog and bourbon might be a good way to clear up some of that. Might give you some other issues, but
Right,
it'll get rid of. You won't worry about whatever it was that got you under the weather before that.
Right. It's like the major pain treatment. Like if you get shot in the leg, it just snaps your finger, and now you're not worried about your gunshot anymore.
Right, exactly.
But
Exactly.
yeah.
Man, we had an interesting week 15, huh?
We sure did.
All over the place, and in
Back
everywhere.
on top, boys. Back on top.
There it is. That's
We took the North and gave it back, and then took it back again. So
this is true.
We just need to get like a sound bite. This is like, oh, I'm back, and just slam that every time you guys lose the lead, take the lead, lose the lead, take the lead, because it seems to be like an every other thing. There you go. There you go. But
and also, I don't know if you guys noticed, but I'm rocking the.
There it is. There it is, dude. That's so bad. So tell everybody a little bit about the background behind that.
Yeah, the background. There's a popular hot dog joint called the Wiener Circle. Great name, by the way. In Chicago. And I don't know. It's at one point during the season, their PR, their social media department just wildly said if Caleb Williams throws for, I don't know, some completion percentage or something, free hot dogs for anybody. And he hit on that. And so then immediately afterwards, they decided to keep going with it, and they said if Ben Johnson takes his shirt off on camera, we'll give another round of free hot dogs. And so like it'd been like 3-4 weeks of like him like kind of like teasing it. He's like, I don't know why anybody would want to see that or nothing. And then finally he did it.
He never said no.
He never said no, but yeah, he went through the whole thing. He's like, Chicago's hungry, and who am I not to feed an entire city? So then he rips his shirt off, and then they immediately turned it into like a whole meme and a whole T-shirt. So that's
pretty. Chicago is hungry. I love it.
Yeah,
oh yeah. That is AI for good. Like right. That actually, illustration is AI for good.
The artist claims that he did not use AI. He was pretty vehement about it, but I
gotcha.
Yeah, jury's kind of out on it whether it is or not. But in any event, they teamed up with a local Chicago shirt vendor called Obvious Shirts. They're pretty cool. They make a lot of other non-Chicago stuff too, so check them out. But they did a limited run of these, and all of the proceeds are being donated to Toys for Tots for the Chicagoland area. So I picked one of them up naturally because it's an awesome shirt, but a little bit of holiday cheer in the Toys for Tot department as well too.
Cool. Good cheer.
You gotta love when something that you were going to buy or do anyways also goes to a great cause. It's like the best case scenario. But
very cool. That's an awesome T-shirt, man. I'll have to hit you up to see if I can get one of those. It's pretty nice. Yeah, that'll be. I'll wear that. What was the turnaround time on that?
I don't know. It was like 2 weeks, but they said initially that it was like back ordered right away, and they were like clear. It was like the order will ship in time for Christmas when I bought it, but it was I think it got here earlier this week. So it's probably about a week or two turnaround, but I'll post.
I've got to go over the cheese curtain to go to my family Christmas party, and they're all Packer fans, and nice. So it would have been nice to be able to wear that shirt.
Jason choosing violence at family Christmas.
Yeah. After what I've been through after all these years, you're darn right.
Fair enough.
You're darn right. Yep.
It'll be an interesting week though. You might not come start of next week. You may not want to wear it. So because we got yet another.
It'll be fine. The party's on Saturday, and everybody's actually leaving the party early so that they can make the long drive home to catch the game.
Oh wow!
So, yeah.
Why not just party where you're at?
Yeah, right.
It's in Greenfield. It's outside of Milwaukee, so it's about a 2-hour and 45-minute 2-hour drive for us. So, but yeah, we're all leaving early so we can get home and watch the game.
Nice.
So gotcha.
You got to put it together, man. This is do or die. Got to make it happen.
Oh, John says he's going to be at the game on Saturday. That's sweet.
Oh,
nice, John, dude.
Man. Awesome. Yeah, that's a bucket list game if you're a Bears fan.
Man, that's amazing, dude. That's cool. I'm envious, John. Well, we'll look for you. You'll have to I don't know, send us pics or something.
Yeah.
Oh, something for sure.
For sure.
But all right, so let's just get it over with. So how about that Bears game? Let's just get it over with, get it out there.
I was thinking of that just for the week. Like as we think about wrapping up the week, obviously we're stupid Chicago fans, but you have everything in the AFC, so you should like cover all the things that are going on in the AFC. We'll cover the NFC, and then we got it all covered.
Yeah,
yeah, that sounds good.
Our NFC takes
you
might
don't want
be
to talk about the
slightly
Bengals, so
yeah, 1,000%. I wish I could talk about the Bengals. I was, dad duty calls. So I was at a true dad moment. Instead of watching the Bengals game against a division foe, I was at a Frozen Broadway musical with my daughter and son. So I was able to make some hop out during the intermission and everything like that to watch the tickets, and somehow was more sad going back into the show than I was missing the game. So not a lot went well that game.
You made the right call. Call.
Seriously.
Yeah. Pick the right game to miss. That's for sure.
As a fantasy football manager that had drafted and held on to Joe Burrow, I am sympathizing with the anger that you might be feeling towards your city right now, because I'm fairly angry as well too for my first round playoff exit due to, well, not just him, but him, Stephon Diggs.
Passer rating.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Well, what happened? Now, so I didn't catch. I just caught the lowlights, unfortunately. But what happened, buddy?
Yeah.
So my understanding is the weather was absolutely horrific. I mean, it goes to show. I think his average depth of target was average depth of throw was 5.8 yards or something like that, which tells you all you need to know about the wind, the snow, all those things. So
they didn't even clear off the seats, which I heard was a violation of
I heard that
policy.
too. Yeah, they're so freaking cheap, they didn't even clear off the seats, which again, like you said, is a violation. They're going to get fined for it.
Right.
I can't imagine the fine is less than it would have cost to get a bunch of people to shovel off the snow. The calls for just everyone's head in Cincinnati are the loudest I've ever heard them. And this is also during the years where we had Marvin Lewis, who was the coach for well over a decade with zero playoff wins. It's just from the top down. After Joe Burrow's comments during the week, regardless of his clarifications and all that stuff, it was a change is coming. If it's we don't have Joe Burrow anymore, if it's they're firing the coach, if it's from the top down just regutting everything, change feels like it's inevitable at this point. Heads will roll. It's and they're just, and the Bengals are not only getting blasted on their own fan pages, on their own social pages, every article, every clip, everything I saw from ESPN, NFL, all that stuff is just Taylor has to go. He's not the coach. He's never been the coach. Joe Burrow was the only reason they made it to the Super Bowl that they did, and it was, Burrow and Chase and Higgins and this great defense that we had, and then immediately following our Super Bowl run, we sell off or lose all of the defensive players that made the defense what it was to luck into the Super Bowl as it was, and it's just his treatment of time management, of play calling, of how he's using the players, it's just been one mess after another, and change feels inevitable at this point. Unfortunately, I'm concerned that it's going to be either Joe Burrow's mental health or him no longer on this team, but which both are fair. I mean, at this point, but
it just feels like something's coming. Because you know what this is, right?
Oh yeah.
Team sucks and you're super angry. You need the LS therapy.
So you jumped the gun.
I'm starting therapy.
You know what? You know what? I will say about that game too. That was really interesting. Is the defense I felt like played pretty good.
One of these days we're going to put it together. I think we've done it twice this year.
The whole year you've been lamenting how terrible the defense is, and the one time the defense shows up, Joe Burrow decides to go throw the ball in the opposite direction every time.
Well, that's the really frustrating part. Is I understand the mental aspect, the mental side of this. Like, you get a little bit of fight back in when you get your quarterback. Especially at the talent that he typically is, not post-injury and behind a horrible offensive line. But, like, Joe Flacco was slinging it. Right. Slinging it when Joe Burrow was out. And this defense was non-existent.
Yeah.
Yep.
Non-existent. And then Joe Burrow comes back, first game, defense looks incredible. Like, incredible. And then last week, Joe Burrow had 4 touchdowns, and defense... To be fair, the back-to-back interceptions cost us that game. For sure. But, again, like, how many times do we have to score 30-plus points and still lose? Like, the hell? Like, now, again, mind you, one of those was a pick six, so that's not on the defense. But still, like, it's just, there are too many holes. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
That hand.
The little pitch, the little, like, I'm too old for this shit pitch to the young fast kid. Yeah, like,
you take this.
yeah. I know my limitations here. Like, take it.
Right.
I did my part. But no, it's like I'm so dead inside with this team. I'm so like I'm ready for Ohio State.
Officially eliminated.
This is a note to all of the naysayers out there, or not naysayers, but all the Chicagoans out there that have complained for decades that the McCaskies are super cheap. They're not going to do this. They're not going to do that. Just look east. They are not the cheapest people in the league by far.
And they're not even that. They're not even that cheap. Like, that's what I mean. I feel like I've said this before. They get incorrectly lumped in with the rest of Chicago sports ownership, namely the Northsiders baseball team with the Cubs. They're the ones that have no salary cap and an ownership that's richer than shit, and they still refuse to spend money. They're the ones that have the cheap mantra, and that kind of, I feel like, trickles down into the Ricketts family, because I don't think that the Ricketts family are. They're I mean, like, they might be frugal, but they're willing to open their checkbook, I feel like, if they see that it's necessary. But yeah, like, definitely we've talked about the Bengals, and I think it's very clear that if you can't even shovel the snow off your own seats, that you've got some money issues.
Problems.
And the other conflicting part is it's hard to even call the Bengals cheap, because at one point they had the highest paid quarterback in the history of the NFL, one of the highest paid wide receivers in the history of the NFL, and then one of the highest paid defensive players in the league. Like, we've signed all of them in the last 2 years, and
well, I think that's the problem, though, is that they just like that the pressure was that they needed to sign those guys or the fan base was going to revolt, and that put them in a situation where they had to give whatever the asking price was for however many of these people that they could, and they just basically did it to three people rather than like try to spread that out. It was.
But the issues aren't even. Yeah, but the issue isn't even how much they're paying them. It's that they will not do guaranteed money. Mm-hmm. They will not do it because Brown is an old school. Well, right. He's an old school, like, no, I own the players. I don't owe them anything mentality. He treats them that way. He talks about them that way. And then he's shocked that, like, that negotiations go sour.
And like
we still didn't sign Hendrickson, even though we're paying him $20 million. Yeah. But
yeah, and we talked about it before. It's like, money and salary, you just have to have it in the bank account when payrolls run. money and guaranteed money, you have to escrow that up front. So
right.
I'm sure for a team that's trying to figure out ways to get a snowplow out there into the parking lot is probably not too keen about putting buco millions of dollars into an escrow account for guaranteed money.
Right.
But,
yeah. Especially when like Burrow can't stay on the field, which again is because we have no offensive line, and he's been getting hit at a rate higher than any quarterback in the history of the NFL. But regardless, same thing with Hendrickson.
He's gonna fuck around and end up on the Vikings. Watch.
Dude, I know. He's gonna go from Jamar Chase to his other best friend, Justin Jefferson. And it's gonna break my heart every freaking week if we don't lose Jamar Chase to the Vikings too.
Yeah, right. You're gonna have to turn it around and take a hard evaluation of the of your memorabilia behind you.
I'm telling you, I'm already like rooting for the Bears as it is, married to one, and then hearing you guys talk about them all the time.
Us.
So
yes.
it's finally about time, man. We've certainly taken our lumps, that's for sure. Ain't over yet. Ain't one game at a time.
One thing.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I like to pry on Jason's take for the Bears game, but if you wanted to get your point in before that, go for it.
Oh, I was gonna do a little transition to another topic based on what we're talking about, but so you go ahead and then I'll transition. But
you just asking for my take on the whole thing?
Yeah, because like I feel like I'm always the one that's like I sense. I guess what I'm doing right now is I sense a little bit of optimism starting to creep in, a little bit.
Of
it's
excitement,
funny because we've really reversed roles. You were
100%
skeptic.
Oh, I'm not skeptic though.
And
I'm on board. I was
the eternal optimist, and we've certainly switched roles a little. Well, not switched roles, but I've
You've
certainly
come over
become
to my side.
You guys have definitely kept us balanced one way or another. As one got more optimistic, the other one got more pessimistic, and you guys have found like an equilibrium.
Right.
Yeah, it is kind of funny. There were a couple of times that his takes, like when he was I do remember that when he was like optimistic about a certain game, I was like, oh, I didn't really see it that way. I mean, like I'll take the win, but mostly I think mostly revolving around Caleb's performance, which was a good performance. And as I pull this up. As I pull this one up here, I got it. This will be quick. Don't worry. I wanted to go check what his stats were, and this popped up. Apparently, he was 266 of 459 for 3,150 yards last game.
Yeah, what is that?
I don't know. I think that was obviously.
I mean, that's quite a game.
Right.
Quite a game.
Mean, he might jump on my list for the later segment if that was actually true. But yeah, I do think it was one of his best games. I think he was throwing touch passes to DJ Moore all over the map. Just the running game still was amazing. You know, it's like we truly do have the Sonic and Tails here with Monangai and Swift. Yeah, Sonic and Knuckles. You're right. Yeah, it's just amazing. I don't know. I guess it has to be credit to Ben Johnson for being able to just take any two random running backs and turn them into like. I mean, not that they're random, but like I don't think anybody in their
Monangai is random.
He is.
Monangai is random.
7th round pick from Rutgers. Yeah, he's random. Right. Exactly. So.
The best part about the whole game was when Monangai got the first down. And you hear in Soldier Field them doing the Kyle Monangai with the Bears first down. That guy has got to be on cloud 9. Big
Chungus too. Have they shown the Big Chungus on screen at all yet? That's his,
no, I haven't seen that one.
That's his apparently it's his favorite meme. They were asking like random questions in the locker room, and he was like, "What's your favorite meme?" And he said Big Chungus, like the overweight Bugs Bunny.
Right.
No, yeah.
So now a lot of people call him Big Chungus.
Yeah. So it was a great game. I think it was one of Caleb's best games. I think he was on the money. He had one errant pass, but he had defenders in his face, so I think he had to he was forced to underpower it a little bit more than I think he wanted to. Guy was open. I mean, right off the bat, you had some drops there that were home runs. I mean, So that dropped him on guy in the flat on the screen. That was a touchdown.
That was like the first one of the first series
play. Yeah, I think it was like the second play. So
and then ironically, I think he sat for like a shift, and that's when Swift kind of took over as running back for the day.
So I mean, I think he was on the money, and I think a lot of the stats that he did have were drops that they were just drops. But they were there. They were right on the money. So he was leading guys nice. So a good change of pace to see him get a little bit more accurate, especially in that weather. He had every reason to not be accurate in that weather. And the fact that they slung it as much as they did, considering it was only like 4, I thought was pretty impressive. I think there was one pass that he threw. I don't know if it was Komet down the sidelines. I thought he was going to freaking break his hands. It was so damn. It was a literal frozen rope. Yeah. So So I thought he did really well.
That's one of the things I thought that was like encouraging was like you saw it in the Green Bay in the first Green Bay game 2 weeks ago. He was trying to stop throwing piss missiles on every play and start throwing some touch passes. In fact, that was the one that got picked off to end the game. He was trying to float that one over the defender and drop it right into Komet's hands, but was woefully short on that one. But like this week, he didn't abandon that, and he still kept throwing some touch passes, and it was good to see. Like it's another dimension to his game. Took some sacks. I think if you're going to nitpick some of his performances, that there was that, but it's kind of hard not to. When you got Myles effing Garrett
by Myles Garrett on a couple of those plays, and it's Myles Garrett. Like, what are you going to do?
Who I want to give?
He's on pace to like break the all-time record. Not break it, destroy it in one season.
He needed 3 sacks in that game, and he got 2. And then there was one where Caleb fumbled the snap, and he recovered it, and Garrett touched him, which caused some debate amongst my family and friends. Because it was the Michael Strahan kind of play. Exactly. We were, initially I was like, no, that can't be, like it's a fumble recovery. It's not a sack. But then we were talking about how Strahan got his. We were talking about how Strahan got his, and we got a few of those coming up, I think, too. But
yeah, we do.
How Strahan got his, and it was kind of a similar situation. He touched a man who had already given himself up. But
that was for the record.
And so was that.
That would have been for the record. To tie it, right?
Yeah, to tie it.
To tie it.
Yeah.
But he's obviously going to destroy it.
Right, for sure.
With also somebody broke it down over like the amount of pass attempts that it took to get to that, and he's like beating everybody by like 10 pass attempts on the all-time list. So he's going to destroy this record, and he's already doing it in like far less pass attempts per game.
It's pretty impressive. Dude is a wrecking ball.
He's
a stud.
He is quickly becoming high on we talked about last week, our top 10 most loved players in the NFL. He's been mic'd up a couple times this year, including that game last week.
He's fun, man.
He's funny, man.
He's a fun dude. Yeah,
he's funny.
He's definitely climbing up my list of most fun players.
His conversation with Caleb after the game was pretty fun.
Yeah, that was
too.
Cool.
Like, he's just cool. He's just a cool dude.
And he was him and Ozzie were going at it. Ozzie, our left tackle, and they were
rookie.
He's a rookie, yeah. And there was a couple plays where like Ozzie was trying his ass off, and he was like grunting so hard, and then Garrett just gets in his face and starts grunting with him. He's like, you're really grunting hard for that, and they're just like mimicking each other grunting. He's like, It was hilarious.
Pretty great.
That's awesome.
We got a lot of other news going on. The Chiefs get eliminated, and
that's what I wanted to. Hey, there we go.
I begrudgingly said they would make wild card, but I was like, no, more than likely they're going to get eliminated. So I'll take a half of compensation for that one. Half.
The only thing that made yesterday or made Sunday a little bit better, a little more bearable, was knowing that the Chiefs are out too, and Chiefs fans are dusting off their old Patriots jersey and hop in the bandwagon, baby. So that made me feel good. But side note. So we've discussed it.
Heartstrings. Sorry.
So we say we look good in a Bears uniform.
Miles.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah. Oh god. Can you imagine? We've talked about it before. So remember, I mentioned like, every once in a while I'll try a new bourbon and my neck will break out. So this is the first time with a little chicken cock, and I don't know if you can see.
Oh, it's gotten all red.
Oh yeah, it's go, and it starts in the back and then it works its way to the front. So
wow,
I know, I don't know what it is, but it's I mean,
wow, look at that. So you're gonna have to put the cock aside.
So I mean, gotta take the chicken cock out of my hand and move it to the side in the back. I have to reach for another bottle next time, but I still need to figure out what.
Is it hot?
Like I need ice. Oh yeah, it's itchy. It's hot. It's like I need to figure out
ugly sweater, right?
Right. I mean, so that also was like maybe, but I was wearing it before the show, had zero issues, and then after.
And this is happening before with other bourbons.
Yeah, it has. It actually, I thought I was growing like. Not an intolerance, but like what I mean, an intolerance. I don't know, like
an allergic reaction. Yeah,
an allergic.
Yeah. So I'm like, well, so it led me to like stop drinking bourbon for a while, but then I'm like, well, wait a minute. So I started like trying some. So I need to isolate. I needed to just do like for science, like an allergy test, just drinking bourbons and then writing down. Which ones cause the reaction? I'll start with chicken cock, and then
totally into that.
Right. I'll have Hudson keep track for me.
Especially with like all these weird names of bourbons and stuff like that. If you just created a list with no context and somebody like came across that list like decades from now or something, like the hell it was gonna
right. Chicken. What is this list?
Do you need to like?
And why is there a chick? Why is there a check next to chicken cock? What's that mean?
You need to take some Benadryl or something, man. Look at that. Wow.
I know, it's crazy. I don't know.
It's like you got the rosacea going.
Well, if I drop, call somebody. But until then.
Can I? Is it possible to do a 911 call for South Carolina from?
Right.
Hi.
I'm sure they're finding a way. You're
one of our co-hosts, who's thousands of miles away, just dropped dead on the midstream.
Right. Can you connect me?
You could send somebody out.
Right. It's looking like Hitch over here.
Right.
But
exactly. All right, so we got Chiefs eliminated. We got Manholes getting getting a left knee.
Manholes blown out his ACL. Yeah, I think,
which is crazy that he already had surgery, which is wild. I've never heard of surgery that quickly.
Yeah, right away.
Usually, you got to let that thing settle down and the swelling to go down before you have a surgery like that. But he's already had surgery, which is pretty crazy. So,
well, it's manholes.
I'm sure
he's got friggin' doctors that are from Turkey that are willing to do whatever it takes to get him.
Specifically,
they're gonna fix his ACL and do a Turkish hair transplant all in.
Right, I was like, the only thing I knew about Turkey was the hair transplants. Because you was what's the thing that they would say? It's like you see them like with the headband or something, and that's a sign that they were there for like the for the hair transplant.
Well, yeah,
or something.
somebody took like a picture of their flight to Turkey, and it was like just a sea of bald heads like in right ahead of
yeah.
Don't tempt me.
It's hilarious.
Dude, like everybody swears by it. Thank God I don't have and won't have that problem. I'll be just fermenting it, for the rest of my life before I would need a Turkish hair transplant, but everybody swears by it.
I've seen some horror stories from Turkey too, so yeah. Well, I don't know if I want to go that route. Yeah. But something's got to happen. I got to go hit up Brian Urlacher or something because it's getting bad by the day.
Yeah, he magically sprouted hair again, thick head of hair again.
Right. I need to do like my buddy Jim did, and just shave it off, but I really look messed up. So yeah, I can't
Everybody
do that.
says that. It takes a while to get used to it, but
no. No. I'll chat GPT that and I'll send it to you guys. You ain't gonna like the results. No, something will look
I believe you.
wrong with me.
I believe
Yeah,
you.
thank you. Take my word for it on this one.
Well, speaking of things going horribly,
Yeah.
Micah Parsons blows out his ACL.
yeah.
Like,
So we got Mahomes and Parsons on the same day blowing out their ACL. Arguably the most
You got
important players
Watson
on each of their teams.
and Tom all going out in that game. That's an incredible loss for Green Bay.
And now Green Bay is like all the fans are just crying left and right.
Oh my
like
gosh. The subs are going nuts.
The subs are going absolutely nuts. Like and you know what, to be fair, like if that was our team, I feel like I would do the same. But like somebody did the breakdown chart, and like both the Bears and the Lions are ahead of the Packers in terms of people on the PUP list. Like in total.
Really?
Arguably Watson, I think he got away unscathed. I think he's gonna be questionable, but he's gonna be day to day. And
did we get a final diagnosis on what happened
with Watson?
Yeah,
or with Parsons?
No, with Watson, because I thought there was rumor that he went for X-rays for a broken collarbone.
Oh, collarbone? No, I think he was listed as day to day last I looked, but it could have been updated at some point today.
Okay.
But yeah, we'll take a look because obviously Jason and I have vested interest in that injury report.
Right. I mean, Tom being out too, like there was their left tackle, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Is out, and then you got Parsons all in that same game. That is just huge.
It was a pretty brutal game, and arguably probably some of the most high impact players out of.
But you have to. But we lost a lot of high impact players too. I mean, with Jalen Johnson being
we're
out,
still out Jalen Johnson. I'm sorry,
Huh?
but Jalen Johnson is still
he's out.
He's still out as far as I'm concerned. Like you look at the Packers did this to us last week, and I saw the Browns do a lot of the similar things. They ran two verticals when we were in cover 2 and made our safeties have to decide what to do, who to take. And I think our safeties are probably being told that Jalen is not 100% because they were wrong on everything that they took. You know, like basically they had to choose between two because Jalen was getting beat on pure vertical routes. He could stay with these guys on other routes, but like when he goes vert, he just doesn't have that speed to stay with them. And if our safeties aren't communicating and pushing over, it's been open. So Green Bay torched us with just straight go routes. Like Jordan Love was throwing rainbow balls 60 yards down the field, and it was getting caught because Jalen just couldn't keep up and our safety wasn't coming over on the cover 2. And then kind of the same thing. Then he does start coming over, and then they find that one in the seam, and the Browns started doing the same kind of thing. You know, like it was very clear that our defense is covering for a deficiency in Jalen Johnson on particular routes. So I still consider him out right now. It's a feel good story for us, but I think he's kind of a net negative, unfortunately.
Yeah, he's a shell of himself.
I did see that after this week, obviously with the loss of Parsons and Watson and everything like that, that essentially the rhetoric has changed where Green Bay was going to be a favorite near the top towards the Super Bowl, and now they've lost Super Bowl contention at this point. Like they may limp in, but they're not any threat at this point. Between losing Watson, between like losing Parsons, who's obviously a game wrecker, changes the timing of the quarterback, everything. Like they can hear the footsteps to like Watson, who's been playing really well once he returned. Like he really has added what felt like a missing dimension to that offense, and that going on. But
because his dad's on Twitter blowing things up like he's Roma Dunze's dad or something. But yet somehow the Bears at the 2 seed in the entire NFC, have a 74% playoff probability, and the Packers, as the 7 seed, have a 88% chance of making the playoffs.
Well, I mean, they have the tiebreaker between you guys.
Currently have the tiebreaker.
So I'm sure, right? So I mean, obviously, you guys get another chance to kind of even that out a little bit, but I'm sure that's taken into account with the script.
They also lost
is,
to Cleveland,
sure.
and we beat Cleveland.
Yeah,
but I think head to head has a higher value. Yeah,
and there's that goddamn
does.
tie.
Absolutely
the
does.
worst thing in the world. Like it's truly like the tie. It's like their tie with Dallas
It's
like NFL standings in a quantum state. Like depending on what you want it to be, it can either be a win or a loss. You know, like, and when it's a win, it's not a loss, and when it's a loss, it's not a win. Like it's
right.
like quantum physics to try to figure out what these standings are. Like when you're calculating the win percentage when you got a tie, it's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah. We've talked about our opinions of the tie, and I'm pretty sure we are unanimous in not liking ties.
Like kissing your sister.
Right.
To the moon.
Speaking of another, of another bad take, did you guys hear Nick Wright from the what show was that?
Don't
First Things First show.
Don't spoil it.
Oh,
I haven't.
Okay, I'll hold off.
I have it in the memes.
Oh, okay, got you. All right, I won't speak to it then.
I
but
assume,
what a horrifically bad take.
I don't want to. It might not be inconclusive because he's got quite a few horrific takes. So, but I want.
Yeah.
You to pin,
for sure.
I want you to pin that, and if it's not the one that's in the memes, then I'll give you the spotlight to call him out.
It was
on
pretty
that
bad.
Fair enough.
It was pretty
Fair
bad.
enough. But
so we got Old Man River.
Old Man River.
Old Man Rivers almost brought the Colts to a win.
Yeah, what'd you guys think of that performance?
I mean, his performance, I mean, he didn't blow anybody out of the water by any means. But the fact that you let someone who hasn't played football in 4 years walk into this game 50 pounds overweight, getting blasted by Madden, and asked by interviewers like, so what's your playing weight? Because he's obviously packed on a few pounds. Make it come down to like a game deciding like last drive. I mean, come on. Like, come on.
I mean, Tua Tagovailoa is making whatever he's making, like $200 million, or like whatever that breaks out AAV. And he's and Phillip Rivers' comp stats were basically there with Tua for the week, and he's and he's making 1.2. So
it's crazy. I can't, it's so crazy. You gotta love the NFL. Like 1 week you're like arm out the window, roasting fans at the bar near your house, and then the next week you're losing to a 44-year-old quarterback who hasn't thrown a football in 4 years.
Yeah. Pretty crazy.
I guess not losing to, but like not putting up a great performance. But
it wasn't bad. For sitting on a couch for almost 5 years.
He had more passing touchdowns than Joe Burrow did. So I mean,
the bar was low there.
I mean, yeah, the truth hurts.
That's because Joe Burrow had no passing touchdowns.
That is correct. I actually think we all had, present company included, had the same amount of passing touchdowns as Joe Burrow did this week. So, but speaking of other quarterbacks that are sad and just another team just seeing their like hopes and dreams flush down the drain, JD5 shut down for the season.
Yeah, shut down for the season. But that makes a lot of sense because they're eliminated from playoff contention at this point too. And
yeah. So are the Bengals. And what did Coach Taylor immediately say after the game? Like, oh, we're running Burrow the rest of the season. We still want to win. I'm like,
yeah. I don't know. Like, it's so
he wants to save his job. Is what he wants.
1,000%. That's self-preservation.
I'm concerned a little bit about Burrow, and like he had that whole thread of comments where he was like, I need to get back to like having fun and stuff like that. And it's like all business decisions aside, there's the part of me that feels like he might want to put him out there with no pressure, having been out for most of the year, to kind of just get a little bit of momentum and get a little bit of feel back for the game. Because some of those are like concerning in a sense that I don't think anybody needs to do a welfare check on the guy or anything like that, but just like concerning around like,
I don't know.
You've not shown any reason to not be having fun in football before. Why? And and then he made the comment too, is like, somebody asked like for clarification, was that on the field or personal life? And he said like something like all the above or whatever, like that he had a lot of shit going on. So I don't know.
So he said, he said obviously like he's had a hard, it's been a rough season because he obviously got injured, trained his ass off to get back in, got injured again, trained his ass off to get back in, and by the time he got back, he's basically playing meaningless games after one loss. But they basically said like, he said he's got a lot going on, and and they said, is that on the field or off the field? And he said, both.
Yeah, right.
But he then later made a clarification saying like that was not targeted towards the front office or the city of Cincinnati or anything like that. It's just there's a lot going on. He's like, and I've been through more than most of the last few years, between like 3 major injuries and getting to the Super Bowl and then the AFC Championship the following year, getting robbed from a chance to go to the Super Bowl off of a 5th down, and then just the slide down to like getting the injury-prone title, like all that shit.
Right. You're going into like the like ultra specifics. I was over here thinking that maybe he was just jealous that Herbo's walking around linked up with Madison Beer, and maybe he's got some girl trouble going on or something.
I mean, it can be both. He said he's got a lot going on.
Right, that's what I mean,
to be fair, he's also going home to a Victoria's Secret supermodel, so he's not hurting by any stretch. Yeah. Yes. But, if there's one thing that's hurting, unless that is part of the off-the-field stuff, like, he's doing just fine there.
Yeah. So, what else we got? We got Texans. Texans are surging.
They are kind of surging.
Yeah. They really are. It does seem like
they got a pretty nasty D, to be honest.
They do.
And then CJ's kind of figuring things out a little bit now towards the back half.
Yeah.
Of the season.
This was starting to kind of get me thinking about like if the championships were tomorrow, NFC AFC, who's in them?
Patriots.
Yeah, the NFC AFC championships. Who's
the only
playing in them?
Okay, so the clinched playoff spots on the AFC and NFC are Broncos and Rams. So I got to look and see. Right. Yeah, so it'd be, I think, like championship is hard because that's obviously predicated on who wins. No, I'm saying I don't know if you can predict that because that's wild card and dependent.
Right.
But the 1 and 2 seeds, respectively, are Broncos, Patriots in the AFC, and Rams, Bears on the.
But
NFC.
I think with the level of parity that's going on, it's going to be really hard to like. It's a fun thought exercise because
it's been a crazy year.
Right.
Man, it's hard to gauge.
Is Rams a sure thing? Are the Broncos a sure thing? No. Like neither.
They're 12. They're 12-2.
Yeah,
I mean they're
looking pretty tough.
I would say from the AFC, it's got. I mean,
close games this year though too. Like I mean, and
the Rams showed some kinks in the armor. Losing that game recently, but they took care of business this week too. So
yeah, and that was with our next talking point. Devonta and Puka leaving the game with injuries. Right. That's a different offense without those two on the field.
Not only that, but there's a little bit of controversy there. So if you'll allow me a second,
please.
Free your mind. See beyond what they want you to see. Beer League Society presents Tin Hat Takes.
All right.
These aren't my takes this year, but this time around. But I'm going to support them.
No, they're not yours, yeah. But I mean, and it's not really like super tin hatty, but I do think this one made quite the few rounds, and it was specific to what we were talking about, so I just couldn't resist the urge. Yeah, you do. No, you gotta wear it the whole time. This guy here. This was ruled a touchdown, and reviewed, and still ruled a touchdown.
That's crazy.
Not only that, but like they don't show you the angle. Like in right beforehand, it was before his elbow even goes down. His knee was down well before that. So he goes knee first and then elbow, and that ball is like behind his hand. It was like reviewed and still confirmed a touchdown, and that sent Detroit fandom into a fucking universe we've never even seen before. I mean, like, you think like people complaining about the Chiefs being, referee favoritism.
Yeah.
The
I don't know. I think that I don't know that anything has ever stacked up to the Megatron rule, like of Detroit fans absolutely losing their mind.
You're absolutely right. I mean, like, that Megatron one, which we were the benefactor of for sure, but that was a pretty brutal one too. But that, like, you can tell that they still have their PTSD from that in there, because it's like anytime anything even remotely sniffs at a bad call from them, it's controversy.
It never goes their way.
To the nth degree. Yeah, exactly. They're out there. They were, single hand. Like, I feel like everybody kind of was like finally like, okay, the Chiefs didn't make the playoffs this year. Maybe we can relax on the whole ref controversy narrative now. Like they clearly didn't hoist their favorited team into the playoffs by way of officiating. But immediately, like,
I would say they're just letting the heat die down a bit.
But like immediately this comes up, and then all of Detroit just goes nuts again, like just saying how, and like I've seen all the takes where it's like this that cost us the game because of this call. Now, granted, it's very clear that
screenshot looks pretty clear. I'd be pissed too. It was
very clear, very clear. I'm not denying that, but I do think that there was an important clarification. Yeah, did
they go to the
replay
party?
They went to replay, and I'm assuming it was third party, but I mean, like, it was a scoring play.
No. You know how they usually go to the rules,
like the rules analyst, the rules.
Yeah. I didn't see on the broadcast. I didn't see what they said, but the one thing I did want to bring up is that I feel like it's an important point of clarification that the referees seem to be hiding behind vague language of the play is confirmed. It used to be more clear cut where they had to say one way or the other. There was not enough sufficient.
It's upheld or confirmed.
Or confirmed, exactly. But lately they've not, there was a subsequent like ruling with the third party on TV that said they don't have to, and they're being trained not to make the distinction between if a play had not enough evidence to overturn, or if it was like stands as called. They don't need to make the determination on that anymore, and I feel like that sends a lot of this into.
They should
have to, in my opinion. Yeah,
I feel like it's two very different things. Even if the result is the same,
absolutely.
Like, being confirmed means like, oh, okay, they definitely saw something,
right?
In the replay that like made it sure, and then like,
not
enough evidence to overturn is because it's like the play's upheld means that there wasn't enough to change it. Confirmed means there was definitely enough.
Confirmed might not be the right wording. I think the wording was more the ruling on the field stands, I think, is what. Right. What they're saying, and they don't. As far as that goes, they do not have to make any distinction between why it stood. Did the ruling on the field stand because there wasn't enough evidence to overturn it, or did it stand because it was accurate as called? And I think that's the part that I feel like a lot of fans. I forgot who it was or what game it was where. What's his name? Who's the guy they always go to in the booth? their rules analyst. They got a few, but
Gene Steratore,
Gene Steratore or somebody like that was basically saying they don't have to make that distinction anymore. And after I heard that, it was like, oh, that changes a lot of the rhetoric around these calls when people are saying, oh, I went to replay and the call on the field stood is not the same as saying the call on the field was confirmed to be accurate as it was called, and like I feel like they should, like, clearly the NFL lawyers got a hold of this and said, you know what, we're gonna keep it vague because
less is more.
Exactly, the less you say the better. So leave it open to interpretation, and we have plausible deniability on a lot of things, like all the lawyer talk and stuff like that. So
yeah, I mean, I could see that being something that they have like the Players Association, all that stuff. Like, yeah. I'm sure that the officials have something like that, and they're probably like, you are incriminating yourself if you say one or the other. Just say this is stands or is overturned, and just call it a day. Like, I'm sure it's to protect themselves.
In the betting era too, like these calls could swing bets left and right.
Yeah,
come on,
that's crazy,
man.
What?
Put a stake in the ground and make a stand.
Oh, the NFL. I thought you were talking to me.
Just own it.
The only absolutely. The only other tin hat take that I had this week was the Mahomes and Brady injury arcs. I don't know if you guys saw that one.
I did see something about
Illuminate.
that.
Yeah, so Illuminati. I am the Illuminati. I shall illuminate.
I chose my words purposely.
You did. You absolutely did. You're playing into the theme, and I love it. But yeah, it was like both Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes manholes suffered torn ACLs in their 9th season. Both ACL injuries came the year after losing a Super Bowl, and both QBs had already won 3 Super Bowls prior to that. So it was just kind of an interesting arc that like they were basically following the exact same. Obviously, Brady went on then to have a second dynasty chunk to his career after that. So some fans are basically
interesting though
accusing
Roger
Goodell of repeating the script.
Where's Brady gonna go next? That has incredible offensive weapons, and like Mahomes. That can immediately just propel into a Super Bowl.
Man. The Vikings.
Good luck. The Vikings does make sense. I hate to say it. Shit. Oh man. Could you imagine? Ooh.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that was one of my questions on our Old Man River segment here is if you could take a player straight, out of retirement,
who would it be?
Within last 10 years, who would that be? Who would you want?
Darnold. I want Darnold on my defense. That damn wrecker. Aaron Donald. Easy.
I thought you meant Sam Darnold. I was like, he's not. Is he?
I had to think about that one.
Sorry, Aaron Darnold. Yeah.
Aaron Donald. Yeah. No, that's a good
Aaron
one.
Donald. Sorry.
I'd go.
A good one. Who else would you?
I'd probably go Andrew Luck. Because I feel like that was just such a career that I thought, was obviously unfinished in my opinion, and like it's tough because it's linked up with the worst NFL take I've ever had in my entire life, which I've covered plenty of times, and that's that Peyton Manning wasn't going to amount to anything coming out of Tennessee. Like about midway through his rookie year when he's like throwing.
It was easy to make those claims when he was like setting the history record of rookie.
And I'm like a 17-year-old rookie. I think I was like a 17-year-old kid at that point, but I was ready to make a stand that Peyton Manning was going to just completely fizzle out, and then he goes on to be basically the best quarterback, second to Brady. But then Andrew Luck comes around, and I'm like, okay, I'm not going to make the same mistake twice. And so I kind of started to say, like, oh, he could be the next, dynasty for the Colts again, and he could be Manning.
And he definitely could have.
And I feel like he could have, and he just got his brains beat in by.
You could throw Rob Griffin third into that category
RG3,
as well.
100%. 100%.
Those are good. Yeah, those are good ones.
That would be a good one. And since we're
another rookie of the year.
Yeah, overweight QBs, even though it might have been beyond 10 years, you could throw Big Ben into that one.
Big Ben? Has he been retired? I don't think he's been retired for 10 years.
He's not been retired 10 years, has he?
No.
I think so.
He's just as old as Rivers is.
Right.
I think they're like the same age. I think he retired before Rivers did.
2022.
Yeah.
2022. He retired in 2022?
2022.
Oh my gosh.
Crazy, huh?
Feels so much longer than that.
Which is also crazy considering how many quarterbacks they've had since then.
Right.
They've drafted a few.
Somebody asked him too, like point blank. They were like, "Do you think you can come back since Rivers came back?" And he's like, "I know my throwing arm would be just as good, but he's like the rest of my body would probably fall apart."
It wasn't great.
It wasn't great. Yeah, I was about to say it wasn't great. And then you mentioned the Madden treatment that he got, that Rivers got. That was pretty. They did him pretty dirty on that one. And then I saw him on the field, and I was like,
You're pretty thick.
Wasn't that dirty?
Pretty
it was dirty,
yeah.
but it wasn't like egregious, like, you know.
I mean, they made him. I mean, they put a big back on that man in Madden. Like that was, and you put him like standing next to like Jonathan Taylor, and he's like twice as wide as Jonathan Taylor.
He's wide. I don't, like he didn't.
All right.
He didn't look as fat, like as they made him out to be in Madden. But when you turn him sideways, and he's got to wear rib pads because basically all of his internal organs are like antiques at this point.
Right.
So
I mean, he wasn't Janikowski fat, but he was thick.
Sebastian Janikowski.
Nice.
That's my coming out of retirement right there. Give me back Sebastian Janikowski with his head and.
It would be fun to see Megatron play again with some of these.
Oh yeah.
That would have been cool. As much as he gave us headaches, he was fun to watch.
Give me peak Julio Jones. Like
Julio Jones.
God,
that's another one. Yeah,
I like Andre Johnson. He's another guy I wish I could see play some more. He was just such
Arian Foster. That was another guy that like came out of nowhere, had like 3 like dominant seasons, got injured again, retired, never saw him again.
No,
I mean, now he's on like podcasts and stuff, but
that's a good call. But I love me some Andre Johnson, dude. That guy had like the best stats in like everything, like in terms of his like vitals. He's tall. He had amazing hands. He's fast. He's large. He looked like half the time he looked like a tight end running routes. It's a little bit more common for wide receivers to be bigger these days, or tight ends to be more wide receiver like, aka Colston Loveland. But back in his day, that dude could just wrestle balls away from anybody and torch people on routes too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and not to mention just watching him beat the hell out of Cortland Finnegan. Like, God, that was like one of the most unlikable guys in all of football in that era. And just seeing him getting his like Guido haircut, just getting rocked like by Andre Johnson. Highlight of that week. I know that.
Yeah. Yeah, give me 70 yards of him just punching him in the face all the way down the field. I'll take
that. 100%. Oh, man.
That's good. Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah,
that's a fun combo, though.
Yeah, yeah. We'll have to come back to the NFC AFC championships one, because I think it's anybody's game right now. It's anybody's game.
It is. It's wild.
Disparity's crazy this year, but
it's good.
So
it's good. That's what the league wants, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Not wrong. Not wrong.
All right, that's fire their DC. And look, and I mean, that's really it. The follow up I was going to ask is, does Matt Eberflus make it through make it to year 2 and with the Cowboys?
Ooh, I think he does.
I don't know.
I think he's done enough in a season where they're close that
Jerry's already dropping hints. I don't know.
Is he really? Wow.
Yeah.
He does that every time though. Like he's done that. Like.
I don't know.
To be fair, I'd be impatient too if I was 97, but
I see that man collecting 2 checks from 2 different teams while sitting on the couch.
I mean,
you're not wrong about
that. Not a bad deal.
Either, so.
That's a reason in and of itself for Jerry to keep him around. I feel like you cannot let Matt Eberflus collect 2 fucking paychecks and sit on the couch right now. Like you just can't do it. That's the most egregious thing in the world.
And they did take his star player, so you can't get too upset at him.
Yeah, we did forget that my favorite player in the world, Tevin Jenkins, was also slow to get up on the injuries. Tevin Jenkins slow to get up is like haunts my brain. He's a former offensive lineman for the Bears. I swear to God, I put together a super edit one time from all the games, and it was a 5-minute long video of announcers going, Tevin Jenkins, slow to get up. And now he doesn't even play for our team.
12 minutes long.
Yeah, it was like a 5-minute long video of just the same thing said over and over again. But he's now on the Browns, and he was injured. So
he did make it through a game, so that is
progress.
That is progress.
Yeah, we let him go last year, but
yeah, good dude.
Gotcha.
Can't make it through a game.
Well, we were gonna like kind of adjust our standing good, bad, and uglies, but I don't know if it's ready to go. So I guess I could just cover some of the things.
I mean, you guys can cover them. You guys can do it real quick.
You want to do it?
I'll sit this one out because I didn't do I didn't do the homework, folks.
Right. You're good. We'll go quick because I want to make sure we get to the beams before Jason has to roll.
Yeah, for sure. So we'll go through it. All right, here we go.
It's time for Ghost, Roast, or Toast.
All right, just a slight tweak, a small iterative change a little bit, since we feel like everybody's got good, bad, ugly. So we're gonna do something similar, but we're just gonna call it Ghost, Roast, and Toast. Who was the ghost of the week? Who deserves to get roasted? And who deserves to get toasted? So kind of similar, but
toasted like cheers.
Yeah, toasted like cheers, exactly. Not burnt to a crisp. That would be more like roasted. I guess, yeah.
Right.
Roasted chestnut, toasted chestnuts. Yeah, it's all part of the theme. But anyway, yeah. My ghost for the week is Colonel Sanders Shader, where he had his previous week, which was all over national media, 23 of 42 for 364 yards, 3 touchdowns and a pick with a 97.7 QB rating, 364 yards, beat a ton of quarterbacks this year to the 300-yard game, and everybody was ready to crown his ass. And
against the Titans.
Yeah, against the Titans, exactly. But
that's an important piece of information.
But Colin Cowherd, not that he's one to shy away from hot takes, he had him saying he was the best rookie quarterback this year. I mean, that's also kind of a low bar too, but he was like throwing out stats about how he was like, since he became a starter, he was number 1 in a ton of statistical categories, like, which was like 2 games essentially. But
right.
Like over
most money
average.
Spent on his draft room per how many snaps played in the season.
But then last week,
go ahead.
I was just gonna say, so that was the previous week where his stats were awesome. Last week against the Bears, he was 18 of 35 for 177 yards, no touchdowns, 3 interceptions for a QBR of 30.3. Once again, another guy who failed to clear the bar of firing the ball directly into the ground every snap in terms of QBR rating.
So he would if I had a roast, he would be my roast, because there was some Twitter clips or X clips going out there around of when he threw that pick to Jamar Jackson, and he just stood there and did nothing. And I'm sure this is probably one of your toasts, right? With Drake May running, on his pick or on his touchdown, or not his.
Well, that's your toast.
That could be your toast if you want it to be.
There you go.
Yeah, that would. So yeah, I'll throw that as a toast, right? So Drake May runs all the way down, makes a block for his boy, scores a touchdown, right? Whereas you got Shedeur Sanders throws a pick. Now, granted, it was a good play by Jackson, the linebacker, to tip the ball out of the air, gets the ball, turns the corner, and Sanders is sitting there, literally doesn't move, looks the other direction while the rest of his team goes to make the play.
Colonel Sanders.
Pathetic. Colonel Sanders.
You know you're going to eat my chicken. Yeah, no, he
doing that.
Yeah, I mean, like it was a pretty brutal play for sure. Granted, he also like that Jackson interception, he threw so many balls that should have been picked leading up to that. Like that was like a bound
Could have
to
been
happen
5
kind of thing. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I mean, like, but to me that's more reason that he's a ghost. Dude just stands there, doesn't go after, doesn't show the hustle to try and take down the guy he just gave the ball to. So
he's got that Aaron Rodgers during the tush push vibe, just standing there doing nothing. The rest of the team, that's what they have to.
Like Diddy had a freak off, just standing there watching the whole
right.
thing.
Bad visuals. Okay, Cody. What's your...
man. So my ghost this week was again Joe Burrow. Like 224 passing yards, which is decent. 0 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, single-digit fantasy points in a must-win game against a division opponent that we beat last time.
Right.
So, just ghost, non-existent. It's tough to see.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Roast.
All right.
And that's all I have to say about that.
And that's all I have to say about my roast. My roast is our good friend Pete Carroll from all the way back in the preseason days where I talked about that how senile of an old man he was. Their team, we'll talk about their team stats. They managed a whopping 75 total yards against Philly. 75. One of the worst offensive performances since the 60s. And the second time that they got shut out by 31 or more points this season. He's also... Over the last 2 weeks, Carroll's gone on press conferences talking about how opposing fans have dominated the stands, and somehow he does not feel like he's coaching for his job, despite this being one of the worst seasons in Raider history. And he's refuting claims that the locker room is not checked out on him. It's just like it's nuts. Like they fired coordinators. He's got his own sons on staff right now that are doing a terrible job that he's obviously not going to be able to fire
for the Bears job.
Absolutely. People were talking about how the Raiders snagged him from Chicago and that the better hire was going to be Pete Carroll over Ben Johnson. God, that was the worst aging.
I mean, that was a bad take in the best of situations, but like
it was, but back then, like we didn't, like we got the benefit of hindsight now. Like I think there was a lot of people that were, myself included, that were, I don't want to say wanting them not to hire him, but like didn't think it was the slam dunk, open the checkbook thing that it was, because we saw what happened with Nagy, and he's, he had some similarities throughout his year, but like I think it's obviously he's way different than Nagy at this point right now, and it was a fairly slam dunk hire in retrospect. But
the minute I got the alert that you guys signed Ben Johnson, I text Jason, said that was the biggest signing of the offseason.
Yeah.
It was definitely from a symbolic standpoint. He was the belle of the ball, and the Bears somehow managed to land him, and that alone does not happen to the Chicago Bears. And so I think from a symbolic nature, that hedged the bet even more that he was an unproven head coach, and moving from OC to head coach
might be one of the most
isn't always.
It might be one of the most consequential signings of the last 30 years.
It's looking like that now that we're on the other side of it and we're seeing how this is playing out. It definitely could be.
I want to see this, the Nagy effect is in full effect right now. I'm riding the wave, but I do need to see this for multiple years. 2 years. Yeah, I will.
I will
die on. You got to show me 2 years.
Them out, because you go through that. You get these freshman coaches in, they do a great job. Year 2, the league figures them out, and then it's no longer novel. But there's this thing. You put the Bengals in this situation too. This is one of those moments where it's lightning in a bottle. You have to get it. You
have to capitalize.
2018 Bears. That could have been a Super Bowl team. Like you had the double doink. Now I got I think they could have made it. And you gotta capitalize, because look at how much talent that Bengals team has, and they have not been able to get back to the big dance. And it just
look at the Bills. The Bills. I mean, same thing, and they're on the backside of trying to piece things together, and like the only reason they're where they're at is because of Josh Allen. Because who's he throwing to now?
Right.
I mean, think of it. A few years ago, he had Diggs
Sure as fuck
in his.
isn't
I mean,
throwing
I would
to
say in the
Stephon
back end of
Diggs,
his prime, like right. So like, but all these weapons around him, and now like he's got a bunch of B- receivers that he's throwing to, and just like willing wins into existence. I mean, he's got James Cook, who's a decent receiving back, but still like. You gotta like, man, I feel like there's definitely a turning point when you get those big players that leave those rookie contracts and you got to start paying them real money. Then you got to start trying to find lightning in a bottle elsewhere, and it's really hard to do.
Yep, it's hard. All right, what's your roast, Cody?
Well, I was just gonna. I was gonna say to close the point on that one. Yeah, just to close the point on that one. The biggest. So, we could debate whether Ben Johnson was a slam dunk hire for the Bears. Compared to Pete fucking Carroll, that senile ass old man, that was definitely the most biggest slam dunk, is that we avoided getting that dumpster fire as a head coach, in my opinion, looking at what they've been doing this year. And
He certainly lost his touch. That's
I
for
do
sure.
not envy the Raiders organization figuring out how to get out from underneath this. So that was it.
All right. Well, I'm just going to keep this Bears conversation going for my roast.
Oh, goody.
Because much like you, Andy, who had your fantasy football season toppled because of Joe Burrow's performance, I snuck out minutes before the play started to make sure that my lineups were locked. Good to go. Nobody was out. Great shape. Roma Dunze sitting snug in my flex spots on two of the teams that I'm playing for the in the playoffs for. Thankfully, I had Kyle Pitts on one, who saved me on that league, and I had another like random person that just absolutely balled out that saved me on both of those leagues. But 5 minutes before the kickoff, I'm like, all right, cool, lineup set, and I'm on like 4 redraft teams and like 8 dynasty leagues. So it's a real effort to make sure you got all your lineups good to go. So much to my dismay, upon going in the intermission and seeing a big fat out on a guy that said in 5 minutes before kickoff was frustrating.
Yeah, that's pretty damn frustrating. The funny thing, too, on my end was I was playing against a guy who had him and failed to get him out of the lineup before the start of the game. So not only did Joe Burrow screwed me, but I could not capitalize on the fact that
Dunze was out.
Dunze was out, yeah.
That's bad.
Yeah.
That's bad.
Pretty bad.
All right,
yeah,
toast.
no, that was a tough one for sure. I think, quite honestly, though, I wanted them to declare. I wanted him to keep him out that game from the get go. If he was not, like, to me, it was like, if you're not 100, you're 0.
Don't risk it.
Yeah, don't risk it. We've got such a huge game coming up with against Green Bay. I would much rather him be ready to go in Green Bay than re-aggravate something. Little did I know he's going to re-aggravate it in the
warm-ups.
Yeah.
Right.
TheraBand to the face kind of style, but yeah, pretty brutal.
So what's your toast, Andy?
My toast, I'm going to go T-Law, Trevor Lawrence. I mean, that was a pretty
balled
out game for sure. Like, I mean, career highs across the board. 20 of 32 for 330, 6 total touchdowns, 5 in the air, 1 on the ground, no interceptions, no sacks, 136.7 QBR. Just an
Is that a perfect QBR?
I think it's pretty perfect. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, what is a perfect QBR?
I think it's something random that, but it's got to be close.
I thought it was like 132, and he's at
it is 158.3 is the maximum possible. It was like a random one, but
it was, yeah. That is pretty random, but yeah, like not a lot to say there. They just absolutely balled out, and it's kind of easy to do when you're facing the Jets defense, I guess. But anybody who can put up 6 total touchdowns is in rare company. So I'll give T-Law the toast for the week for me.
It was nice to see BTJ coming back to life a little bit after having an incredible season last year and absolutely nothing this year, regardless of the fact that Travis Hunter also did nothing. So he didn't do well, and it wasn't even for the reason that people were predicting to begin with. So it was good to see him have a game. But I already mentioned. Yeah, I mentioned him just a second ago, but Kyle Pitts' legacy game.
Dude.
For every dynasty football player, every dynasty fan out there who drafted him years ago with the promise of like, this guy is it. He is a freak. I mean, he is 6'5", freak athlete, all that stuff. And just every year there seems to be like a quarterback issue or like just something. Like to know that like, oh yeah, to fall back in love with the guy that you drafted all those years ago.
Yeah,
right?
The idea of Kyle Pitts, not Kyle Pitts himself.
Right.
You got to fall in love with the idea of him.
1,000%.
I totally agree. If I was a gambler and there was any props on Kyle Pitts, I think I would have taken them even without the benefit of hindsight, because like I just looked at when that game started, I started to look at like things like Drake London's out. And you know, like so that's gonna, you know, they got to throw the ball to somebody, and then you know, like you're arguably your number 2 wide receiver is your running back in Bijan. So,
Bijan, yeah.
You know, like so you're already looking at like one guy's out and another guy plays a different position in terms of your top 2 targets. It just screamed to me like a Kyle Pitts game, and like, you know, after like about the first reception or two, I was like, damn, I wish I would have bet some money on anything related to Kyle Pitts, because it just seemed like it was very quickly going to become clear that was a prime game for him to go off.
It should be studied. I don't know what's going on in Atlanta, but the fact that you have like a 6'6" wide receiver in London on one side, a 6'5" tight end on the other, and Bijan Robinson behind you, that they can't get a quarterback to produce semi-decent like results is pretty impressive in the worst way possible. Like, you have the twin towers of receiving weapons out here. Yeah. Just throw it in the air and just let it come down to them. And like, how can you not figure that out?
I got a buddy who's a Falcons fan, and he just continually corkscrews himself into the ground trying to figure out how this team fails to do things with like the talent that they sometimes have. You know, like, and they have decent defensive weapons. Like they got Jesse Bates. They've got weapons. So I don't get it. They're just the most enigma team ever. And you talked about how it should be studied. I wholeheartely agree. I saw like the meme. It's not in the memes this week, but I saw the one where it was like the whole NFC South is just like a bunch like people.
No one wants to win it.
Yeah, like sitting. It's like the meme was like they're all sitting on the tree, and like one person, like the Saints are on the end, another team's like cutting the branch right before the Saints, like somebody else is like on the other end, and like and then on a completely different branch, cutting off their own branch is the Falcons.
Right, 100%.
It's
100%. Yeah, but. All right, let's. We're running late here. Let's hit some memes.
You want to hit the memes? All right, we'll do it.
Let's hit the memes.
It's time for some memes.
All right, snow is falling. Memes are on deck. We'll see. Some of these are.
The snow's such a nice touch. I love it, man.
All right, so memes for this week kind of came in late. I wasn't sure if we were going to have enough. The internet was kind of letting me down, and then kind of fourth quarter rolls around, and they find a way to kind of pull it out. But we'll see. We'll see. Some of these are kind of some stinkers, but we'll see what we got here. So,
way to sell it, Andy.
Well, to start it off, I feel like I need a little bit of motivation here, just kind of like this guy right here. Is it just me, or is the sun giving this guy his shoulder rub? You got this, man. Just like we rehearsed. Eye of the tiger. We're gonna nail these memes, all right, guys. Like that's the way.
That's pretty great.
Yeah, that's a good.
I can't unsee it.
Yeah,
no, 1,000%.
Got like the hand, their fingers and everything. All right, so here was my first things first. Nick's AFC West predictions. I don't know if this was the same thing. AFC West.
It is not.
His playoff predictions were Kansas City.
It was, yeah, Cody. I think I'm thinking what you were thinking. It was Shador, right?
Nope.
No.
So, Nick, this is my new favorite game. Just guessing what's the worst Nick Wright take, and it's just nope, not that one. Nope, not that, because he's just
not that one.
So bad at this.
So how many like we're gonna have to give like a bulk choices here. Like you got 5 choices to pick the worst Nick Wright game of the week.
Yeah. So the one I was referencing earlier, which by the way, this is hilariously bad. Hilariously bad. But he got that as wrong as he possibly could have, I think, outside of the Raiders being like one. But no, so his comments this week after the Chiefs were eliminated, he said, whoever wins this year's Super Bowl will always have an asterisk on it because you can't say you actually earned it without the Chiefs in the playoffs. I'm like, the Chiefs aren't in the playoffs because they sucked this year. What are you talking about? The Chiefs were eliminated the same game that Mahomes got injured. Right. Not like he got injured week 2 and then they didn't make it. Like, no. What 100%. An idiot.
That's that you hit the nail on the head. The thing that gets me is the people that are trying to say that like, oh, Mahomes got injured, so therefore the Chiefs got knocked out of the playoffs. No, they got knocked out of the playoffs in the same game that Mahomes was injured in. Like it's just there's very little causality there. Although, who was it? Gardner Minshew throwing that pick at the end kind of did, obviously.
So my thought was the bad take wasn't Nick. It was Chris Broussard, who said that Shador was going to ball out against the Bears, and he was the better quarterback.
A lot of people said that.
Yeah,
like
he was pretty. He made a bet with the crew. Apparently now has to take them out, and Danny Parkins was having a field day with that one, so it's pretty fun.
Why would you make that bet against a team that's leading the league in takeaways? What? That's just a bad time to make that bet.
It wasn't.
I guess he maybe thought that he wasn't betting that the Browns are going to win the game because that seems to be like the theme with Shador is that he could have a decent game, but he's had a decent game, and it was against
the worst defense in the league, second worst,
and a team that they ended up losing, and they lost that game. So, that was pretty bad.
Let's keep it going.
Crazy.
All right, watching. Well, this was a WWE meme here, which this was his last match. Somebody zoomed in on this one, so it's been kind of a few different things, but watching Justin Jefferson drop passes and barely get targeted when you're down 30 in fantasy.
What sucks about that?
Let the light wash over you.
Did he have 2 touchdowns called back because of penalty? I know at least one is a deep one
for sure. Yeah, and it was deep one. Yeah. And he did the gritty at the end. He was he did his standard celebration and then immediately had to hustle back to the huddle.
Only after 9 did it. No, after 9 did it, waltzing into the end zone.
Oh my God, yeah, that was a hell of a play though. I'll say that fake was top notch.
Yeah,
He faked everybody out of their jock in that one. All right, this was a choice. All 3 of these guys decided they must be having a killer time. Ray Lewis, Hernandez, and
that's bad.
Oh yeah.
That is definitely a choice. You go out to a bar wearing those jerseys.
I don't want. Yeah. I'm afraid to even talk about memes I saw this week because I don't know if they're going to be on the list or not. But
were you going to say something about this one, or no, you want to?
No. Are there any more Chiefs memes in the list today?
Yeah, I think there's a
never mind. Go ahead.
All right. Phillip Rivers waking up on Monday morning. I had to throw some Phillip Rivers ones. There were so many we could have gone with, but this one kind of made me chuckle.
You should have gone with the one where they should have gone with the one where they like cast the guy with his arms up.
With his arms up, in the touchdown formation. That would have been better, for sure.
Yeah.
All right, this is Jaylen Warren running into the wrong gap. First of all, that poor lady. Jesus Christ. I hope it was AI. Oh, man, because she got fucking tossed. Cody and I have both had some pretty close encounters with some deer in our respective backyards before.
This is true.
I'm not so certain that I can just immediately dismiss that as AI, but I hope for her sake or for any living person's sake that was not something that happened to an actual living person.
I was looking for some obvious signs and I didn't see any, but I mean it chucked her ass like
absolutely.
Holy hell.
Oh
wow. Oh,
and this is exactly what I remember.
Those books and stuff, they didn't move on the coffee table.
Oh, they didn't?
Do it again.
Oh, you're right.
Oh, you're absolutely right. Jason with the eagle eye.
Nice. All right. So now I can clear my conscience that this actually did not happen to an actual person, and it's just.
But oddly made me feel better.
Yeah, it did. Yeah. Me too. Yeah. Initially, I laughed because internet and everything, and then now that I'm watching it again and again, I was like, I'm starting to feel terrible for this lady until we realized that it's definitely AI. So now we can just go back to it just being a caricature of Jaylen Warren running into the wrong gap every play.
The memes will be will be the fall of this podcast, and it'll be worth it.
Absolutely. All right, folks, I want you to strap in for some amazing cinema here, because this is what us Bears fans have been looking for quite some time. Watch the similarities on this throw here. I mean,
Williams is better.
Absolutely spot on.
Simulation. It's all simulation.
It's all simulation. Yeah.
Just can I borrow your tin hat?
No. Which, yeah. The referee stripes overlapped. It was all AI, right?
Right.
I do love when you get those like when the universe runs out of animations and you see two players do the same exact thing at the same exact time.
This is basically I mean this whole awesome. Play is basically it. I mean both Clark and Montana at the same time.
Looks like a Madden recreation.
Yeah. I mean, I could just watch this all day long. This was such an awesome throw. And we didn't I went back and was like, who's he even throwing this ball to? I thought it was maybe Colston at first, but then all of a sudden DJ just comes out of screen and just jumps and grabs it. I'm like, oh, he was throwing it to DJ the whole time.
It's just nice to see him finish a route without walking to the stands. I'm just
not wrong about that. He was having a good day.
Oh, this is so good.
All right, here we go. This is obviously.
Don't do this.
No.
It's so.
I gotta say, I could have called this one.
Look what we did to fix it. Whose fault is it? Oh, fuck, I want to fucking know.
Sorry. All right, dipshit.
It's disturbingly.
1, 2, 3.
So bad.
It's kind of disturbing, really, how funny that is. I mean, the Andy Reid is perfect. Manholes looks a little weird. Travis Kelce was good, and then obviously the addition of Josh Allen was great. But
yeah, it was great.
All right, Tua Tagovailoa on Monday Night Football highlights. See ya.
Yikes.
I love anything with Tua Tagovailoa related. When I start to think about the guy, I feel bad for him, but these memes are just hilarious.
Yeah, that's tough. That's tough. Well, it's bad when you win a game, but still the headlines following that week is so would you ever consider benching Tua? And he's like, everything's on the table. They won, and he's still losing his job.
I mean, his stat line was pretty terrible.
No, for sure.
So we got a couple of audio related ones here, but to round us out. But this is how I expect one glass of water to perform against the 26 beers I just had. Just enjoy the music.
Old Simpson.
Just classic ones. I mean, it's all classic.
Oh my gosh. That's pretty awesome.
That one water and an aspirin before bed.
Exactly. You think that's gonna save everything you just did the entire night after drinking 26 beers? Just give me one glass of water and an aspirin, and I'll be good. All right, here we go. Just to finalize it, you know how I like our musical outros. So the Chiefs have been eliminated from playoff contention. So everybody strap in for 1 minute of amazing memes. Cheers, everybody.
The music is pretty good.
Yeah.
It's savage.
There's no place I'd rather be. Yeah.
That's crazy. They got Travis Kelce on that one too.
Right.
I thought that was that was probably my favorite part of that meme is that they even had Travis Kelce on.
Travis Kelce celebrating.
Yeah, because I feel like he probably is going to celebrate the fact that he doesn't have to freaking play for the rest of the year.
Nice.
All right, fellas.
All right, guys.
Those
Good one.
were the memes
Off to homework
of the week.
Off to homework. Just a reminder, this is officially our last podcast of 2025.
Yeah.
So
And
we'll kick back up again.
Year-end stuff. We'll have to do it at the first.
That's true. Yeah, we'll do a new year, a little reflection of the because it's our first year. You're right.
Yeah.
That'll be a fun theme. So look forward for our first podcast in 2026.
You know what?
A little reflection, a little maybe a little predictions.
I'm gonna have to cut up some of our old shit and bring that on screen for a little bit.
Good thing you got a couple weeks.
Yeah, you're right. I got some time. All right, I'll have to pull some rabbits out of my hat for that one, fellas. But thank you guys, as always, for joining us, especially around the holiday season. Hope everybody has an awesome holiday. Enjoy some time with family. We would love to hang out with you, but we're gonna give you some time to chill with your families, and we'll be back in the new year. Maybe on Wednesdays too, I think. So keep an eye on our socials because we probably will switch the date into the new year. So enjoy the holidays. As always, thank you for hopping in and engaging us in chat. It was awesome to see. Like and subscribe on all the socials that you're part of. Really helps us keep this thing going. We love doing it, and we'll keep doing it as long as you guys keep showing up and engaging.
Thanks for a great first year. I mean, officially, the launch of the podcast happened this year.
Yeah, we're nearly a year into it because I think we started in February around Super Bowl.
32 episodes in.
And it only took us until August to tell anyone that it existed. So.
Right. You're right.
That's yeah. All right, folks.
Thanks for everybody for hanging out, and we will catch you next time. We are the Beer League Society.
Happy holidays, fellas.
Happy holidays. We'll see you next year. Take care.
Thanks, SO.